limit to what we, as women, can accomplish. I am a woman. What is your superpower? Good evening, friends. Today, International Women's Day is being celebrated worldwide. The theme being balance for better. This calls for balance for better at every aspect of life in a world where women still face gender discrimination. And what better way to celebrate this day at Sunaparanta than bring to you women's voices through oviyo songs on the grinding stone. We are happy to associate with India Foundation for the Arts and the Heritage Network to bring to you Grinding Stories, a program collaborated with the author herself, also a writer and heritage advocate, Heta Pandit, an IFA and Goa Chitra Museum Fellow and curator, Lina Vincent, and the Oviyos and performance directed by Anagha Deshpande of Abhivyakti. Here's to Grinding Stories, Songs from Goa, a poetic exploration of women's voices.
Thank you so much, Justina. Good evening to you all. This event explores living heritage of Goa through a presentation of songs, objects, and performance, dwelling especially on gendered spaces. On the occasion of International Women's Day, the grinding stone here is representative of the layered discourse we have around gender, and the Oviyos songs symbolize voices that are part of that. This project came about as an experimental discussion between Heta Pandit, author of Grinding Stories, Songs from Goa, and myself, Lina Vincent. I am currently on a museum fellowship with IFA, as Justina mentioned, at Goa Chitra Museum. And together we brought our investigations of oral histories encountered through interaction with material culture. Can objects acquire a gendered identity? There are certain spaces in homes frequented more by women. Similarly, there are objects that begin to carry a feminine identity because women are their primary users. In a social context, objects connected to cooking and cleaning, childcare and ritual, as you can see in the presentation, they fall under this role. This is a more or less conventional association, not taking away from the fact that women also use farming implements or even heavy professional tools. Women have always been multitaskers. At Goa Chitra Museum, Benauli, established by Victor Hugo Gomes in 2009, there are a multitude of objects from Goa's socio-cultural history. Each item is connected to oral histories and living traditions, many of which are on the verge of disappearance due to changing technologies and livelihoods. The objects, though, are witness to times past. They are pieces of history relevant to our collective existence. Alongside material things like architecture and objects, there is also intangible heritage passed on through stories, songs, folklore, and mythology. These become crucial threads tying together the picture of an evolving society. There is an old Konkani saying, Dantear Boslear Oviyos Suzda, which roughly means, when seated at the grinding stone, songs come to mind naturally. This is often the manner in which oral histories are passed on. Today, when the world is addressing the Me Too movement, and together we question systems of patriarchy, here we gather around the Datyar, the cumbersome yet rhythmic grinding stone, and relive the memories and experiences of women, past and present, through the rendition of these traditional and organic compositions. I would like to now briefly introduce the team that has come together to bring this program to you. Sarojini Bhiva Gaonkar is a school teacher with a deep interest in researching Goan folklore and oral history. She composes her own songs and is often invited to perform at special events and folk festivals. She has traveled across India as a folk singer. Anagha Deshpande, our director today, is an experienced theatre practitioner and activist, recipient of the Government Ministry of HRD's Scholarship in Dramatics. Along with Saish Deshpande, she is founder member of Abhivyakti, a leading cultural organization from Panaji, which designs and presents various theatrical productions in Konkani, Marathi, Hindi, English, and Sanskrit. Rucheera Verekar is a pharmacist by profession and a Kathak dancer trained for 12 years under Srimati Amala Suripatkar. Rucheera has performed at many prestigious events and has won awards at state level for dance and dramatics. She has been associated with Abhivyakti since her childhood. Shubhada Chari has assisted Dr. Rajendra Kerkar, naturalist and preservation advocate, over several years. She has received the Yuva Srijan Award and presented cultural and literary programs for Goa Doordarshan on facets of Goa folklore. She has played a very crucial role in the research for the book, Grinding Stories, Songs from Goa. Divesh Gadekar is a multidisciplinary artist with a master's degree from SN School, Hyderabad. He is also a very keen musician and researches folk instruments. Kalpit Gaonkar is also a multidisciplinary artist with a master's degree from SN School, Hyderabad, and a degree from Goa College of Art. Heta Pandit is a writer and heritage advocate based between Bombay and Goa. She has written 8 books on Goan heritage. Heta is a Homi Baba Fellow and a founder member of the Goa Heritage Action Group, among many other achievements. Before I hand it over to her, may I request the audience to kindly put your phones on silent. Over to you, Heta.
Thank you, Lina, for that generous introduction and also for the presentation that we've just enjoyed. A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the world of song sung over the grinding stone. Songs that are filled with expectation and eagerness, despair and inner strength. Also an eternal quest for identity and recognition. Grinding Stories is a translation of 26 songs from the Sattari Taluka of Goa, collected over a year. This would not have been possible if it had not been for Shubhada, Chari, who is one of our performers today, and I'll always be grateful for her assistance. Some of these stories are ancient, well-known legends. Some are composed and sung by the 3 women mentioned in the book. All the songs are sung over the grinding stone, often a lonely chore given to the daughter-in-law as the first chore of the day and sometimes the last. Some of the storytellers were married off as young as 7, not allowed to meet with their maternal families until adulthood. Hence, a lot of the songs are filled with lamentation, sadness, isolation. This particular anthology is a collection about love between brother and sister. Happily for us, not all the Oviyos are filled with sadness and regret. Oviyos are also sung as part of the wedding ceremony. With this event, we are bringing out the stories from the Goan kitchen and backyard into a wider public space. This event is not just that. It is opening up a different Goa, a hitherto unseen, unheard of Goa, and giving those Goan women from a distant Goa a voice. It is evening. She sits at her grinding stone. At her grinding stone she sits. She calls out to her family. Light the lamps, she says, for the day is turning to night. Light the lamps, let things brighten. Don't you see how the shadows of the trees are changing? I am sitting on the grinding stone, waiting for my younger brother, who is like a gemstone. Goddess Lakshmi is at our door. Light the lamps. Let the world be a brighter place. Never keep going to the neighbors. She might think you've come to borrow something, to take something away. She's coming under one pretext or another. There's always an excuse. Never keep going to the neighbors. She might think it's a ruse. By going to the neighbors, she might think she is the better of the two. I will be given a nice chair to sit on for the first visit or two. Tomorrow when things go wrong, she'll go around the whole village telling everyone how much I enjoyed her food. Instead, let me live on the few morsels of food at my in-laws. My mother and father never let me feel I was a burden. They never thought it an obligation. Here there are so many burdens. I can never return these favors. Favors, favors, favors. Favors spill out like the grain from the grinding stone. However will I return every tiny speck?
Oh, Father, dear Father, I know you worry about me. Who I should marry? Who will marry me? There's this banyan tree in this village, filled with figs in this tree. The fruit is eaten by the babblers. Peacocks also loves this tree. The whole village is talking about it. This proposal that has come for me. This widower, a man who was once married. This proposal that has come for me. He is already quite an old man. What if he dies before me? Will the sacred sweet basil in the courtyard support me? Will the sacred white cow in the stable help me? With his children by his deathbed, will he care enough about me? Surely, he will only care for his children by his first wife and not for the children by me. My in-laws will have given all their love to their first daughter-in-law. All their love will have been exhausted. There will be no respect for me. I want to die a married woman. I want to die a married woman. I want to die a married woman. That is very important to me. I plead with you, dear Father. I beg of you, please, please do not marry me off to a widower, or else a widow soon I will be. I was given to the village of Porien, or rather, the village was given to me. My younger brother is so loving. He sent me a set of 12 bangles. A set of 12 because I am married, a married Porien lady. Now, to see this set of bangles, a courtyard filled with 100 Kauravas sat with great aplomb to see what my mother had sent for me. The evil sit to scrutinize the innocent and compare what the last bride in the village had received. There was oil for the temple lamps, There were coconuts, betel nuts, rice and ghee. There was nachni and other millets. There was horse gram, fruit and flowers, woven in a wreath. But look what my younger brother has done. He has placed the set of 12 bangles in the middle of a decorated wreath, just like a palki, a palanquin. He's made a presentation of the bangle set. So beautiful, just like me.
How her mother-in-law harasses her when she goes to the well for water. The mother says, "Son, your wife is off to the well again. Why so much water suddenly? You must keep an eye on her." Her dear husband takes his mother at her word. He says to her, "Go to the well, but only if you must. But take care. Place your pallu over your shoulder. Cover the small of your beautiful back. For men may look at you as you fill, and men only want one thing." But she has so many more chores to do. She goes to the well for water to drink, to wash, to clean. She collects the cow dung to plaster the kitchen floor. They keep track of the time. They are so mean. For they do not know that she stops to eat wild berries. For there is never enough food in the house. One day he follows her to the well, into the forest behind the trees. He hides himself and says, "Beautiful lady, come sleep with me." Horrified, terrified, alone and lonely, yet she says, "Stranger, do not come close to me. I will break the bed on which you live. I will slap the face. Ignore the words you say. But I can give you a new sari," says he. "Nothing else but a silk navvari. Your bed I will break into two. Your sari I will burn to ash. Offer me gold, gemstones and beads. I have a diamond at home that cares for me." Her husband is so pleased. He goes home to his mother but does not speak. At the next meal, he takes a double helping of the food and leaves the choicest leftovers for his wife to eat.
He takes a double helping at home and he leaves the choicest leftovers for his wife to eat.
तुझ्या पेडा
He said, "My sister is so happy there. She did not want to come back here." Then mother asked him about the towel over his shoulder. Why the towel was wet, she asked. "Oh, I wiped my face, my eyes," he said. "Oh, I wiped my shoulders and my head. It was raining at my sister's village. That is why my towel is wet." "O Mother Satiri, O Mother Paunai, my grinding stone today is made of gold. My mat is made of silver. All the goddesses have come down, flying over the wedding canopy. Come to the ceremony, all you married ladies of the village, of the towns and of the territory. Turmeric and vermilion await you. Place the ceremonial grinding stone carefully, for grinding grain is life."
वाटणी मिया बगी माझ्या पाठीच्या
I would like to now propose a vote of thanks. The patrons of Sunaparanta, Deepthi and Dattaraj Salgaonkar. The Sunaparanta team, all wonderful. Nilima, Justina, Uttam, Dilip, Ramesh. Sound by Stephen. The India Foundation for the Arts, Suman Gopinath. Goa Chitra Museum, Victor Hugo Gomes. Abhivyakti, Saish and Anagha Deshpande. Our cast, Sarojini, Bhiva, Gaonkar, Shubhada, Chari, Rucheera, Verekar. Musicians and properties assistants, Devesh Kadekar and Kalpit Gaonkar. Supriya, who has volunteered to distribute the books that you will receive. The traditional snacks that you are about to taste, Mrs. Kavita K. Gaonkar, Netravali. Photographs, Noella, Goa Chitra Museum, Rajaram Nayak, and Heta Pandit. Thank you all for being a wonderful audience, and I hope we have many more gatherings like this.
If there are any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. You can either to Lina, me, the performers, anything you'd like to ask. Sometimes millet, nachni, even porridge, oats for porridge. Sorry. They grind it to make into flour. This is a dry grinding stone made of two round slabs, and it's turned. What do they use the flour for? To make into sometimes a sweet snack or puri. So they have this crescent-shaped snack called Oviyo, which has a filling of sweet potato, coconut, jaggery, sometimes just rava.
For those who haven't yet had the opportunity to visit Goa Chitra Museum in Banauli, I do encourage you to visit. There are many, many more oral histories to be found among the collection, among the objects there. I would also like to thank Daryl Andrade for the videography for the day, and Rahul, who has done the photography. Thank you so much.
If any one of you want to have a go at the grinding stone, please feel free.